lot of times when someone is looking for a wedding gift to give a loved one, they normally go to their wedding registry. And on the registry, whether it's Target, Amazon, Walmart, whatever store it is, they have lists of a lot of products that they want, a lot of things, and it can get a little overwhelming to pick exactly what will be right for their loved one. Well, look no further than the crock pot. If they have something like that on their wedding registry, I would highly recommend it. A crock pot is something that they could use for many, many years to come, and it'll be really helpful for them. Now, if you're not familiar with the crock pot became famous in the late 70s once women started to work away from home more and started to be with their families less. But they wanted to come up with a way so that they can still have dinner ready, not worry about rushing home and making food, and didn't want to go into fast food. So the crock pot was a perfect thing for these women, and it's still a perfect thing to this day. A lot of college students use them as well, depending on the size and how much they want. They can just put their crock pot in, put their food, and they come back from class with a delicious meal. Now, I mentioned about size. Crock pots come in a lot of shapes and sizes, but it's all up to your need. If you are a single college student, no family, I would recommend one of those smaller ones that look like a personal crock pot. If you have a family of 2 or more, I would recommend those bigger 8-quart crock pots. There's also a lot of devices that do more than just a crock pot. So there's devices that are air fryers and a crock pot and a pressure cooker all in one. And so you can get that as well if you don't want to have to carry around so many different items. A crock pot can be made in just that. And so crock pots are really good because you can also plan out meals. I like to plan out my family's meals at least 2 weeks in advance. So I like to put down what meals are crock pots and then schedule them for days where I'm either going to be at school or away from home so that I don't have to worry about them. And nothing feels better than coming home and opening the door and smelling that delicious meal cooking. And then the best part is that there's little to no cleanup at all with crock pots. I have some crock pot liners that you just put over. It kind of looks like a little sandwich bag that you put over your crock pot, and then you just dump all your meals, and then you just go without your day. And then once your food is ready, you serve it, and then when it's time to clean up, you just pick up the bag and throw it in the trash, and that's it. You don't have to spend hours scrubbing away at your crock pot if something might have burned or soak in your crock pot overnight. It's just ready to go. Sometimes I'd like to just wipe my down really quickly just to make sure that it's really clean. But other than that, that's some good products that I like to use as well. And then if you're kind of overwhelmed with meals, crock pots also are good because there's a big community out there that's willing to help you and show you about crock pots. If you just did a quick Google search right after this talk and just put crock pots in the search bar, you will find so many crock pot recipes. You will find so many recipes on there. You're kind of going to get a little overwhelmed. So my biggest tip is to just take it easy. Look at what you like, look at what you don't like. Do you want to do pasta? Do you want to do pork? Do you want to do chicken? Do you want to focus more on healthy side? Do you want just a all-in-one type of meal where you just don't have to worry about a side? There are so many different options. One of my favorites is a dump and go meal. And so the ones that are like that, you just put everything in the crock pot, you let it cook, and then after when you come home, it's just ready to serve. I love those a lot. I would guess that one of my favorite crock pot meals is just putting some chicken over some cream of chicken soup with a packet of cream cheese, some Italian, zesty Italian seasoning, and some butter, and letting that cook until the chicken is cooked, and then shredding that up, and then just putting some of that with pasta. It's really, really good. And whenever I make it back when I'm at home, my whole siblings and everyone just loves it so much. And so I I really think that crock pots are the way to go, especially for me that's a wife and soon to be, in the future, a mom. I know that crock pots are going to be really, really helpful for me, especially when I have my first baby, or I'm not able to make fresh and quick meals like I am now. I know that I can just dump and go and dump some stuff in my crock pot and it'll turn out delicious. Uh, like I said, it takes a lot of trial and error with your crock pot, but once you find the right one and you kind of get adjusted to it, you're definitely not going to regret having invested in a crock pot. Now, a lot of people are kind of overwhelmed sometimes too on where they can get one, where they should purchase one, what's the best place. I would definitely say if you want to save some money and you don't want to invest too much in it, I would definitely suggest like either Facebook Marketplace or the DI. Just make sure that you check that those work. And I would definitely recommend those. Now, if you're willing to spend a little bit of more money, I got mine at Walmart. And I was actually doing some looking around online, and it was cheaper on their website versus what they had it in store. So they were able to price match that, and so I got it for a really good deal. Target does the same thing as well, where they'll price match it from another store, so that would be somewhere else. Amazon, you can get one too. But like I said, it doesn't matter where you get it from because you'll find the same kind of variety. I would say look for one if you think you're going to be transporting it a lot, one with some lid covers, one with either a timer if you feel like you're going to be gone. But yeah, that is my recommendation on crock pots. I hope you guys have learned a lot about crock pots and are ready to either go ahead and buy one or dust the dust that's on it and start to use crock pots. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to my speech.